Welcome back to TPS. The idea of New England Patriots quarterback Tom Brady leaving his team sounds crazy at first, but the six-time Super Bowl champion doesn't have a contract beyond 2019, and reports are suggesting that he could play elsewhere next year. I mean, we've all heard the stories about a crumbling relationship with Bill Belichick. If the two sides choose to part ways, who could Belichick turn to as his new starter in New England? Here's a look at 12 guys we think could realistically replace Tom Brady as the Patriots starting quarterback.
At TPS, we post videos every single day, so don't forget to click the subscribe button to subscribe. Then click the notification bell to be notified when we post a new video.
Number 12, Marcus Mariota. The Tennessee Titans drafted him with the second overall pick in 2015, but the former Oregon star just hasn't been able to bring his skills over to the NFL level. Marcus is an average quarterback at best. He led Tennessee to 3 straight 9-season wins from 2016 to 18. 26 touchdowns from his sophomore year remain his career best. Simply not good enough to be a starter in today's league. The Titans benched him in the midst of the 2019 season for Ryan Tannehill. Considering this is the former's contract year, all signs are pointing towards Marcus leaving Tennessee. He still has a wonderful skill set and he could flourish in a Bill Belichick scheme, designed for short and quick passes. If he's merely average in Tennessee, why can't the Patriot way turn him into an effective quarterback? Let's remember that Brady wasn't at his MVP-like form when the Pats won their 6th Super Bowl. Marcus would have to be a game manager to help New England win. It's as simple as that. And again, the guy is young enough to be their long-term starter. Head coach Mike Vrabel and GM John Robinson, who previously worked with the Patriots organization, might actually be happy to give him a chance to succeed with their former team. Number 11, Josh Rosen. Rosen just hasn't had a chance. The Arizona Cardinals drafted him 10th overall in 2018, only to decide after that 1 year that they wanted Kyler Murray instead. So Rosen was traded to the Miami Dolphins, a team that basically decided to tank. Once again, Rosen couldn't do much in a terrible situation on a horrible team. We all know Miami's going to get one of the elite quarterback prospects in the 2020 draft, so Rosen will be on his way out of South Beach before long. But hey, Rosen is still young enough and can blossom into a star. Belichick might like the idea of working around a young signal caller who has a bit of starting experience, unlike the Patriots' current backup, Jarrett Stidham. Rosen would actually have some true playmaking talents to work with in New England. Julian Edelman, Sony Mitchell, and James White? Way better than anything he's had in Miami. Number 10, Mitch Trubisky. NFL teams with a young, struggling quarterback often ignore the warning signs. They just don't know when to cut their losses. Look at the Bucs with Jameis Winston or Titans with Marcus Mariota. The Chicago Bears will soon have to come to terms with the fact that Trubisky isn't the answer. Of course, nobody can deny that the number 2 pick from the 2017 draft has a good enough skill set to be a solid NFL QB. He really just needs some confidence, and Belichick would supply that. With good scrambling abilities, we're sure Belichick and company could make good use of Trubisky in their offense. This isn't a knock against Matt Nagy, but it's clear that his offense isn't going to work for Trubisky. Chicago needs to cut its losses. If they do that, Belichick shouldn't be afraid to give him a chance. Number 9, Shea Patterson. Belichick hasn't been afraid to take a quarterback with an early to mid-round draft pick during the Brady era. This includes Ryan Mallett, Jimmy Garoppolo, and most recently Jarrett Stidham. But Belichick might be intrigued by signal caller Shea Patterson, who plays with Brady's alma mater, the Michigan Wolverines. The Patriots won't be getting their hands on any other cream of the crop QBs in this year's draft because they won't be picking that high. But Patterson should be available somewhere in the 2nd or 3rd round. One scout told Walter Football that Patterson is more gifted physically than Baker Mayfield. Of course, Patterson will need to work on his football smarts a bit, but that wouldn't be a problem under Belichick and Josh McDaniels if the latter is still around, of course. Number 8, Andy Dalton. The Cincinnati Bengals benched Dalton in the midst of the 2018 season, all but ending his tenure in the jungle. The dysfunctional and awfully managed Bengals are 2 years overdue in ending the Dalton era, but oh well. They'll have the chance to land an elite QB prospect in 2020, or they can roll with Ryan Finley in the long term. Whether he's cut or traded, Dalton certainly won't be back next year. Thing is, Dalton isn't a bad quarterback at all. He's a 3-time Pro Bowler who led Cincinnati to the playoffs in each of his first 5 years. If Belichick wants to go with an established veteran rather than spend time grooming a younger quarterback, then Dalton could be the answer. If the latter can put up solid numbers in Cincinnati, imagine what he could do in New England. Number 7, Jalen Hurts. After losing his starting job at Alabama, Hurts made the wise decision to transfer over to the Oklahoma Sooners, and he's performed nicely there, showing that he simply isn't a product of Nick Saban. It seems unlikely that Hurts will go in the first round, and the second might be a stretch as well. But the Patriots could wait it out and look to get him in round 3 or 4. In this decade, that's been right around the spot where Belichick takes his quarterback. Fritz is an elite athlete with a big-time winning pedigree. He'll have to cut down on the high-risk plays when he reaches the NFL, but Belichick will find a way to make it work. And of course, Belichick has a good friendship with Nick Saban, so now that he could pick the brain of the Alabama coach to get some more insight on Hurts. The Sooners quarterback is the ideal 3rd or 4th round target for the Patriots. Taking Hurts will open up some competition between he and Jarrett for the heir to the throne in Foxborough. Who wouldn't want to see that? Number 6, Teddy Bridgewater. With Drew Brees sidelined early in 2019, Bridgewater took over the Saints offense and won all 5 games as a starter. Now Bridgewater has to decide if he wants to start elsewhere or if he wants to stick around in a good situation and wait for Drew Brees to retire. The 2020 free agent will have plenty of options, but if Belichick comes calling, would Bridgewater really turn that chance down? Sean Payton developed Bridgewater into a stud quarterback. Belichick could then complete the final touches. And of course, Bridgewater is still fairly young for an NFL quarterback. It'd be the perfect mix for Belichick. He's young enough to be their long-term starter, but Bridgewater is also experienced enough that he wouldn't need much mentoring or grooming from the Patriots. He'd be ready to step in right away. We should have Bridgewater higher on our list, but we're not sure if the Patriots will be able to outbid other teams for his services if Bridgewater were to decide to leave New Orleans in the first place. It wouldn't be like Belichick to throw around big money at one of the most sought-after free agents available, but Bridgewater would still be a prime successor to Brady in Foxborough. Number 5, Jarrett Stidham. At the end of the day, Belichick drafted the Auburn product in the 4th round, 133rd overall, in 2019 for a reason. Knowing Brady won't last forever, Belichick decided this was his time to take a shot at finding his potential quarterback of the future. We haven't seen enough of him at the NFL level, but with Belichick and McDaniels leading the way, he would certainly perform very well. Look at how other QBs like Matt Castle, Jimmy Garoppolo, and Jacoby Brissett played in the New England offense. Jarrett might not be ready to be a starter for 1 or 2 more years. That's why he's not higher on our list. Belichick might want a veteran starter for the time being before he hands the keys over to Stidham. But of course, nobody develops talents faster than the Patriots. For all we know, Stidham will emerge as a Pro Bowl talent in 2020, assuming Brady is gone by then. Number 4, Derek Carr. Now, Carr hasn't performed poorly in John Gruden's offense. You know the Raiders could do better here. With a stacked 2020 quarterback class and other starting caliber signal callers headed towards free agency, the Raiders have so many options, and many of them could involve moving on from Carr. That being said, Carr would be a nice solution for Belichick if Brady were to leave Foxborough. The guy has put up some good numbers in Oakland. He just hasn't been able to win with a merely average supporting cast. Throw Carr in on the Patriots offense, and he would take his game to a much higher level. Carr has had some nice moments on the often dysfunctional Raiders. Could you imagine him playing on the greatest franchise in football right now? Without a doubt, Carr would help the Patriots continue their winning ways if he just went there. Number 3, Jameis Winston. While offensive guru Bruce Arians hasn't been able to change Winston, the big plays and stats are there, but Winston just can't stop turning the ball over. And that's why he's not going to win in Tampa Bay. Like Oakland, the Bucs will be able to choose from many different QB options, so now's the time to cut ties with Winston. Arians couldn't help Winston, which leads us to believe that Belichick is the only coach in the NFL who can at this point. Belichick's offense rarely turns over the ball. Why? He coaches them to avoid such costly mistakes. Maybe Belichick would have some luck helping Winston cut back on the turnovers. If he could just stay in the pocket and make his throws without getting too cute, Winston could be a star. And the Patriots' short passes and heavy running offense could be the perfect fit for the number 1 pick from 2015. Number 2, Philip Rivers. The Patriots move on from Tom Brady. The Los Angeles Chargers will be a prime landing spot. This is according to Jason LaCanfora of CBS. The Chargers would certainly be willing to swap out Rivers for TB12 if they got the chance. Rivers' contract also expires after the 2019 season, and if he entered free agency, why wouldn't Belichick look to take a chance on him? There'd be no need to draft and develop a young quarterback. Rivers would be ready to win with Belichick right away. Just think about all the big numbers Rivers has posted with the Chargers. He brought this dysfunctional team to the 2007 AFC Championship game, for crying out loud. Rivers has done so much for one of football's most poorly run organizations. Everything would change if he went to the Patriots. Rivers still has plenty of great football left in him. He can keep New England's window open for a few more years. And if both Brady and Rivers were to find new homes in 2020, the latter would have New England high on his list. Rivers just wants to win, and the Patriots present him with the best opportunity to do just that. And number 1, Cam Newton. Well. For a long time, it seemed like Cam Newton would finish his career with the Carolina Panthers. He's only the 2015 league MVP, having led Carolina to a Super Bowl 50 appearance. But Newton is becoming injury-prone, having been hampered by shoulder and foot injuries over the last 2 seasons. The Panthers seem to have something special in backup Kyle Allen, who has replaced Newton magnificently in Carolina for most of the 2019 season. The Panthers have had a difficult choice long-term, but why not go with the younger, healthier, and cheaper option? If they do that, Newton will hit the trade market, and there won't be a shortage of interested parties. Newton is a special talent that could succeed in just about any offense. And unlike Rivers, for example, Cam will only be 31 in 2020, so if Belichick can find a way to keep him upright, he could have plenty of more years left in him. Newton would give Belichick a safe long-term answer for at least 5 years if he can get healthy, so the Pats wouldn't have to worry about drafting and developing another young talent anytime soon. Add it all up, and Newton is the best option to replace Brady in Foxborough. Who do you think is the most likely to replace Tom Brady in New England? Let us know your thoughts in the comment section down below. And don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. We'll see you guys next time.